Hey guys, welcome back to the Wash 2 podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Messer, along with our co host.
Mike, the Fresh Rinse. That's all you get.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, super excited to be back with you guys tonight. It almost feels like once a week is not enough, even though it's plenty. But man, like I was so ready last week when the show was over. It's like, I'm ready to do this again. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, what's going on down there? Hey, if you guys haven't already, go to the StreamYard app or go to the link. Should see it on this stream here and click on it, give StreamYard permission to access your stuff, your name and info. That way, when you're texting or chatting with us on your phone or on the comments section, now this is for Facebook users. That way, we can see who you are. Okay, it's we'd like to interact with you all, but it's very hard to see that. But we're back and we're ready. I think we're going to have a good show for you guys tonight. What do you think, Mike?
I'm very excited. I'll echo what you said there just a moment ago about kind of being energized after the first podcast. I didn't really know what to expect. And the fact of the matter is, the only reason this works is because people enjoy doing what they do for a living, which by and large, if you're watching, is going to be pressure washing. Like I was talking to a buddy of mine outside of the industry today, just a classmate from way back in 1989. That's the year that I graduated. If that shows you how ancient and archaic that I am. And he hates his job. I mean, he absolutely hates it. And I was telling him that we do a podcast, and he said I would never, ever tune in to watch people talk about what I do. And I thought that's why people tune in, because you love what you do. Otherwise, you would certainly not schedule a Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to watch two guys talk about it. So we're glad that you're here. We enjoy what we do as well. And, it's going to be a great night. I'm confident.
It's going to be great. And we're just trying to produce the worst podcast that you've ever heard. So we're
That's
glad
exactly right.
That's the go. And if we're setting the bar like that, then I really don't see how we can fail.
Yes, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Hey, a few points of interest real quick, just a little office work. Maybe two or three things very, very quickly. First of all Fresh Rinse Media merchandise, 5x7 cards, A-frame signs, yard signs, door hangers, etc. You can text me at 513-235-8474. Maybe we'll put that on the screen at some point, Jeremy. 513-235-8474. If you're interested in yard signs, 5x7 cards, which are a big hit. The A-frame signs are just off the hook, door hangers and the such. Or you can get onto Facebook, and you can just go to the search bar, Fresh Rinse Media, and you can check all that out. That's all I'll say about that.
Hey, Mike, what was that phone number again one more time?
Sure, 513-235-8474. And it kind of upsets me that you don't have that memorized, but
I know. So all they need to do is text you at that number.
Text, don't call, please, if you would. And then another real quick point of interest for a little office work here. Jeremy, why don't you tell us about the super chats and how somebody can donate, and then what the proceeds go to?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had several people reach out to us. It's very exciting, looking forward to the podcast as much as we are. So we're very thankful for that. And by the way, I just want to give a shout out to our good buddy, Michael Shane Lowe. He runs one of the groups on Facebook, and I know I'm going to mess this up, but I believe it's Exterior Cleaners and Pressure Washers of YouTube. It's forgive me, Michael, if you're watching this. I didn't mean to slaughter that, but Michael is a Kentucky native, which is he's probably about dead in the middle between me and Mike. So he's very active. He's got years of washing. We're just thankful for him. And so, Mike, appreciate you on that super chat. And anyways, as you can see this scrolling across the bottom, hey, we're not out for your money. but it does. We're doing this because we want to do this, and if you want to join the cause and help the cause, there's a Venmo and a Cash App for me and Mike. So just to let you know that we're not putting this money in our pocket. This money is going to pay for StreamYard, which is what you're watching us on right now. It's a monthly subscription. And also, there's a few other things that's associated. There's other costs. And what we would like to do is just to continue to update and upgrade our equipment. Better microphones, better cameras, better server, and we're just very appreciative of that. If you feel led to do that, absolutely. If you don't, no water off our back. We're just glad to have you here.
Absolutely. And we much appreciated in advance. Thank you for anything you choose. And again, you may choose, if you're watching on YouTube, then you can do a super chat, or you can do the Venmo or Cash App, either way. And whatever comes in will be split amongst myself and Jeremy. And then a third point of interest, little office work one more time, then we'll get right into some questions and our topic. And that is, at the end of every episode, as we did last week, very impromptu, without any discussion whatsoever, we closed out the podcast in prayer, and we want to do that. So if you have prayer requests and you want to put them in the comment section, you can do that. And at the very end, Jeremy will pray for a minute and we'll close out. But feel free to do that. We might mention that throughout the podcast as a reminder. Got a bunch of people on, and looks like we're going to have a good time tonight. A lot going on. Our topic tonight revolves around the idea of preparing for 2024. In particular, if you are a seasonal washer like myself, like Jeremy, I wash from March till about Thanksgiving. I could wash a little bit more, but I choose to hit the eject button right around Thanksgiving, the 1st of December. So here we are in our off season, quote unquote. And a lot of people have been asking, what do you do to prepare for wash season? So we've got 3 points of interest concerning that subject. What are we doing to prepare for wash season? You know, so wintertime preparation for springtime washing. And I will tell you, there's more than 3 things, but you know, maybe you throw out some things. What are you doing to prepare for spring washing? How about this, Jeremy? When do you try to start washing? If ideally, when would you start washing if you can?
So in previous seasons, I like to go, and it's always weather depending. You know, we're in Kentucky. We're not too far from each other, so the weather does fluctuate ever so slightly. But for me, I like to go somewhere in that March 1st is kind of like my hard deadline start that I want to get going to. So ideally, March is what I'm shooting for. Sometimes we get, 8-10 inches of snow in March, but March is ideal. That's like my hard start date in March, and we'll play ear by that. But last year I was washing in February. I've got some jobs scheduled for the end of this month and the 1st of February. So really what is evolved in my business is I now have somewhere to keep my trailer, which is at my house. I've just totally organized my garage and made room for me to put my trailer in my garage. So I now no longer have to winterize anything. Like, it's out of the weather, I can just hook and go when needed. So ideally I can go anytime, but I do like to take time off if time off is allowed in the winter.
Yeah, I got to tell you, one of the perks, one of the benefits, like if I had been presented a benefit package 10 years ago when I began Mike's pressure washing and I started washing houses, if I had been given a benefit package and it said you can make really, really good money, oh, and by the way, you're off 3 months out of the year, then I would have jumped right on that, right? So
right.
My friend Joe Geary, who we talked just the other day, and he said, I don't need 3 months off, man. I don't need. Well, actually, he said, man, I don't need 3 months off. I'm drooling with work. I mean, it's just drizzling up here. And I was like, dude, I get it. You like that. You don't need
Right.
that benefit package in order to maintain yourself as a pressure washer. I myself can wash in the wintertime. I could strike up some winter contracts. I could be like Barry Little and go door knocking on restaurants and convenience stores. Part of my benefit package is that I'm off for 3 months. So when that when Thanksgiving happens, I start giving thanks again, all over again for the winter months. But yeah, like yourself, I will strike back up in March. But I do have, I have at least. I got a call the other day, and they're selling their house the 1st of March, so they want everything cleaned at the end of February. So we'll do that, and I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. It's and it's coming fast. I don't know how many days it is until March, but I would be around to say 50 days, 45 February. Well, this is a leap year, so 45 ish, roughly 45, 50.
Yeah, thereabouts.
It's so there's a lot of things that one needs to get in order to have success in 2024. I know 2023 was hard for quite a few people. I think we kind of talked about that last week. So, what are you going to do different for 2024? How are you going to position yourself? How are you going to market yourself? What are you going to do to get yourself ready physically, mentally, emotionally? Because it's a roller coaster, man. Business is a roller coaster, and we're on this ride, highs, and lows, and we're just, you gotta steadfast through this journey, through this storm. You got to weather it. So
Yeah,
I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited for what's to come. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I am as well. Real quickly, for those of you who are still on, we'll just before we get into those three things, we've got let's see here. We've got some Facebook users who are on. I'm gonna take my glass off here because I'm showing my age. Uncle Meow Meow, thank you very much, buddy, weirdo, whatever
Yeah,
that means.
yeah. I
Scott
know
Ferguson,
I know
who's a
Uncle
weirdo.
Meow Meow.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
jealous of the name. I wish I'd have thought of it.
okay. Ralph, hey man, thanks for watching. Austin Davis there in Texas. By the way, Austin said the other day he messaged me and said he wants to go toe to toe with the Fresh Rinse on the channel. Well, we'll do that someday. Of course, Southeast Soft Wash, you guys are killing it. And Danny Salyer in Saltville, Virginia, my best buddy. I'll be with him tomorrow all day.
Don't
And
let him
then
work you too hard, Danny. Don't let him do it.
he's buying me lunch, so it's the only way to get me to come out. And then let's see here. Gabriel's on. Thank you. Yep, that's right. Marketing plans and goals. Let's see here. A few others. Skyrise. Just talked to Skyrise earlier today, and he
Yeah. What's up?
bought some product from me. But appreciate you guys watching. Well, first and foremost, and by the way, you really don't want to hit the eject button too early. We've got three things in particular, and the last thing, which is marketing, we're going to hit heavy on. But first and foremost, it'd be a shame to get to your first job of the year, and whenever that it might be, and your equipment not work right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we've all been there on a job where something goes wrong, but there's no excuse for it if it's the first job of the year and you've got all this time to prep for it. No excuse. So I think that we have frozen here, Mike, at least on my end. Mm. I think we may have lost Mike. I am not sure. Can you guys still hear me over here in the comment section? Hey, if you can hear me, if you can hear me, drop a comment down below. That way I know that everything's still flowing good. Mike says he has been Hey, yeah, we broke the internet, and I'm just sitting here looking like an idiot because I don't know what's going on. But I think Mike's gonna try to hop back on. Says he's been disconnected. Uncle Meow Meow, thanks for letting me know You simply clean. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. He's faking it, probably. Disappearing act. But let's see here. Just give us a second. We'll see if we can get Mike back. I don't know. He's streaming from Bristol, Virginia. He's over there doing some work on his rental property. If you guys have been following his YouTube channel, you'll know that he's doing a remodel. So we are going to resend this link to him. He should have access to get in here to this, but just to make sure, we don't want to. Yeah, frozen fresh, absolutely. So while we're doing that, I know we were talking about equipment. I don't want to go on too long without Mike because he's got a lot of good talking points to talk about with the equipment. But do you guys have a maintenance checklist that you check every day or weekly or monthly for a job, quarterly? This breaks it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It does take it to a whole new level. And so we're very excited. I don't know what's going on with Mike. I've sent this link, so we'll see if we can get him back very quick. So, yeah, I think maintenance is a big thing, especially if you've got a lot of downtime. I think in my head, the easiest things that you can think of is uh, servicing your vehicle first and foremost, because that's, if you're pulling a trailer, your vehicle's got to be in tip top shape and be ready to go. Just gonna let him know I sent him a new link. But yeah, vehicle service. So this is a great time to be oil changes, checking on your transmission fluid. I mean, radiator flushes, tires. I just put new tires on mine. We're going to do an oil change. I'm going to go through the brakes, make sure that your trailer and brake system and everything's flowing and setting up good. It's just good reminders. It's just good things to think of that you might not think of often, and just get yourself set up and ready. That way you don't have these breakdowns, because if you broke down, you ain't making no money. Ain't that right? So actually on my list of process, yeah, absolutely. Got to have a list. Got to have those checklists. They're great. So moving off from your vehicle, if you've got a trailer, same thing to be said about trailers. Okay. With the trailer aspect, is everything good? Is your tires good? We've replaced tires. Have you greased your wheel bearings? I think if you followed Mike for any time, you've seen, I think last year, that he had some issues with his trailer with the suspension had broke. So he had to, the shackle, was it the shackle? I think it was a shackle that held on the leaf spring. It had broke and he didn't even realize it. So this was a conversation he said we had. He didn't realize that the shackle was broke until he was editing the YouTube video. I'm sorry, Mike is texting me. I'm trying to figure out how to get him this link here. So just bear with me. We'll get him back. Hey, if it wasn't, let's see, play paste the studio. I don't even know how to get this. You have a checklist. Yes, Gabe. Yeah. So this is an excellent time to also be getting the O-rings. O-rings is major. Quick connects. We usually just replace new quick connects and buy, a handful of O-rings. We get all kinds of O-rings. It's email. Can I email this? Gmail. We're gonna try. We're trying here. Trying everything I can think of. Mike wants me to text a link. I don't know how to text a link from my phone when I'm on the computer. Let's see if I can just type this real quick. So StreamYard. Mike's gonna have to get Facebook Messenger. T2. Try not to fold under pressure here and miss the wrong character. right, I got it. We'll see. See if Mike's back. So sorry about this, guys. Evening, everyone. Hey, Arnie. Hey. Just put new tires and brakes. Also, absolutely wheel bearings. Y'all said it was the worst pod. Hey, full scale. We did say it was the worst podcast ever, and I'm in it. I'm in it. Absolutely in it. Mike,
I'm back.
Did you see any of the conversation? I was trying to carry it, man. My shoulders. I was getting tired.
Did you hit the eject button?
I know. I stayed on. I kept carrying on with some of the conversation until I could get you back. That way, we're already the worst podcast ever. We don't need to be canceled.
So we're live. We're still live.
We're live. Everybody can see.
Okay. Okay. Good. Because I need to plug up my phone. So I'm not exactly sure what happened because it says I'm full connection here at my apartment where I'm at. But
someone said. I'm trying to find it, Mike. I can't remember who said it, but look, you were frozen fresh.
I like it. I like it. Let me pull up a different chair. Okay, man, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I wish you could have seen me, Jeremy, because I literally took my laptop outside and sat on the front porch. I thought maybe I'll get better reception out there, but that wasn't the case. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm streaming from my phone, which means that while I can see everything just fine, there's no way I can read comments.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Forgive him. I mean, he couldn't really read them anyways unless he took his glasses off. That's okay.
That's a fact. What did I miss?
So, you had touched on the topic of equipment, so I just kind of have elaborated a little bit on not very deep into the subject, but talking about vehicle. That's one of the most important things was just the vehicle maintenance with oil and fluids and brakes and tires and checking all that stuff, and then was kind of elaborating on like trailers. That's the you need to check your trailers, and I was giving the example that we had shared there, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe it's about a year ago when you were editing your YouTube video and you noticed that the shackle was actually broken on your trailer.
Oh, great.
So I thought that would be, a great reference for those of us that use trailers. Like, hey, it's just more than checking the tires and the wheel bearings. Like, you need to check everything.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was literally making a YouTube video when I realized that the shackle on my driver's side axle was completely broken. This was just before my first wash of the year. Went into panic mode, but those are the kind of things that we overlook. And it's really, again, if you're like us and you have several months off, it would be a shame to not have all of your ducks in order and have everything working properly. I'll give you another example is my AR-45. It was down for half of the season due to my own neglect or just lack of maintenance on that, and here I am now. I have that AR-45 in the shop, having some people work on it, getting everything up to snuff. And it's the Honda engine. It's not the pump or anything associated with AR-45. It's the engine itself, and you got to keep those things up to snuff, or else you're going to get in someone's driveway. And I will tell you, because I know from experience, there's nothing more embarrassing and less professional or unprofessional than to be maintaining your equipment in the customer's driveway. It's just absolutely embarrassing because it's uncalled for. And that's why we have backup equipment on every single thing. That's why we carry that catchphrase, 3 is 2, 2 is 1, and 1 is 0. You have to have all of those things ready so that when you get to the job, you can almost be certain to complete the job. And I will tell you this, and then I'll pass it back on to you. It's rare that I get to a job and I'm not able to finish that job. And a lot of that is just due diligence on my end to be more than adequately prepared for any situation within reason. Even a motor malfunction, I've got backup equipment that I can still wash. It would take a major catastrophe for me to get to a job and not be able to complete the job.
Yeah. And I'm sure, you're talking about your due diligence, but you probably learned that from hard lessons. I know
Yeah.
I did. You know, granted, I took a day and washed about an hour and a half away from me. Um, and this was pretty new in the business, but it was some people that I'd worked with at the hospital that lived an hour and a half away. So I stacked it up for a nice day that made it make sense for me to drive that far to do that. And then I get
Sure.
up there, and what do I do? I snag a hose on a corner of like the foundation and a rock right in between. And what did it do? It pinched my hose. And it just happened to be my 100-foot section of hose. And I didn't have enough on me extra to reach the property that I was in to do. So what did I do? Well, I could have just loaded up and went back home and not did anything, but I'm like, I'm an hour and a half away. I got to find somebody who is a pressure washing vendor in this area, because surely to goodness, in the size of Lexington, there is someone. 'Cause I didn't know any other local washers at that time. But yeah, I checked it up. I found a Hotsy. Unfortunately, I say a Hotsy, unfortunately, because I think they're awful proud of the pricing on some of those hoses. But I'm not, I'll be honest with you though, I've had that hose 2 years and it's never busted, so
Okay.
it was worth it. Now that I'm looking at it that way, but at the time you're new and you're spending a couple $100 on a 100-foot hose, you're like, wow, this ain't what Russ charged me.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
you know, but you learn from experience that, like you said, one is none, two is one, three is plenty. Uh, and I even say like 10 is plenty for a quick connects and O-rings, because you've always got to have a lot of those, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, and in a pinch, for those of you who are just now joining us, you can go to Sherwin-Williams, just about any Sherwin-Williams store, and you can purchase 50 feet of 3/8 high pressure hose. It's a little on the pricey side as far as I'm concerned, but again, in a pinch, that will get you through. But yeah, I have been in those positions where, at least early on, where I'd get to the job and have to tell the homeowner have had some equipment failure, and integrity says I've got to be honest with them and tell them that I have equipment failure, and then make that happen. Of course, anything can happen, but if we are well prepared, we can make those adjustments and move forward without having much of an interruption.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think right now is an excellent time uh, for you to be ordering those extra parts, right? Like now is don't wait, and don't wait till the end of February, the 1st of March to order them. Like you need to order them now. Make sure you get you. I love it when I find me a vendor that I can just order me like a bag of 10 quick connects. Uh, I replace my quick connects every season on every piece of equipment, and everything I have is quick connected just for ease of access, ease of use. I think that's a big setup. So I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and start ordering your extra hoses and I mean extra pumps if you're using 12 boats, or maybe even extra pumps on your pressure washer. I mean, if you're like that, I have an extra motor and everything. Like I'm not if I'm going down, it's going to be for a very short time. Luckily, I'm like Mike. I have two pressure washer setups and two soft wash setups on my trailer. So if I go down, then I'm really hurting.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be too prepared. You cannot be too
No.
prepared. And again, a real quick shout out to Russ Johnson there in Kentucky. If you're looking for a pressure washing vendor, someone to order every single supply from, you can get it from Russ Johnson. Look that up, Southside Equipment in Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. I think another part that we may want to touch on is, even for on your maintenance aspect, is to please always keep an eye on your oil levels for your engines and your pumps, because I mean it can run out, it can just use it can burn it. Um, you want to keep those things healthy. Those things are expensive, guys. Keep an eye on it. I mean,
Yep.
no one wants to go out and spend I don't even know, $35,000 to $5,000 on a engine and pump, a whole new setup, right? That's an expensive cost. So do your due diligence, be manly, and check your oil. Or if you're a woman watching this, be womanly and check your
Be
oil.
manly.
Be manly. So
Well, and
yeah,
you make that you bring up that subject there, and you're right. And I'll tell you, when I do that, is every single morning before I go to work, before I wash, because I will take 5 minutes max, and in 5 minutes I can run every piece of equipment that I think that I'm going to use. Now I don't strike up my surface cleaners, but if I think I'm going to be using my AR-45, I just turn it on and make sure it's working. Make sure the battery's charged. If I think I'm going to be using my 10-gallon-a-minute machine for surface cleaning, I turn it on, make sure that it's running. And I make sure that my Flow Pro is operating. I can hear it. I can tell if it's running. And in less than 5 minutes, I know that unless something happens from my home to opportunity number one, then I'm going to be ready to wash.
right.
5 minutes.
Absolutely. So what we might can even throw together for you guys, and I'll talk with Mike. Maybe you're interested, maybe you're not interested. It'll be free of charge. Would be just a maintenance checklist. Maybe we
Yeah.
can throw together a quick little checklist, run through, and this is something that you could keep on your phone, your iPad, or if you're old school, print it out, laminate it. I don't know, put it in your binder if you got one of those. Just check that daily. Just like a daily checklist.
Yep.
It's nothing crazy, like Mike said. 5 minutes or less, and you're done. It's worth spending 5 minutes to make sure you're ready for the day, and then get out in the field and something happen and just destroy your day.
Yep. Absolutely.
So,
Well, the second point of interest, we said there were three. We're talking about winter preparation for springtime washing. This is not going to be one that's very popular with everyone. I promise you it will not be. This is where if we lose subscribers, this is it. And
yeah,
that is getting healthy, physically healthy for wash season. Again, if you're washing year round, you know that you wish that you had 3 months, that a sabbatical where that you could spend that time getting healthy. But here's where I just make a confession. Now that I will be 53 in about 30 days, in February 15th, one day sweeter than Valentine's, as I always say. Whereas my wife says, I'm a leftover from Valentine's that no one ever wanted. But anyhow, here I am at 53 years old, and I'm struggling to maintain my weight. Even when I work hard at it, even when I'm dieting and I'm exercising, I'm finding that I struggle with it. And I'll not forget last year on my first wash of the year, I was so out of breath, Jeremy. I mean, I thought I was dying. And here I was trying to make a video about it, and I had to pause, catch my breath, hit the play or the record button again because I was so out of breath. And I tell you, it's if you've got the time, now is the time to hit the gym, push a little further away from the table a little sooner than you should, and get healthy for wash season. Because if 2024 is to be a great year, and
yeah,
everybody is out there killing it, but I can't because I'm tired, I'm weak, I have no energy, I have no passion. Like I can't get into it because I can't wash like I want to. What a
yeah.
shame that would be. What a shame that would be.
No, absolutely. I totally agree with you, and I think that's something that I've discussed with you. I think I've been, I've slacked in that department for quite some time. I don't really, I'm not overly healthy. I'm not healthy, but I neglect a lot of things that I shouldn't be neglecting. I'm 35, almost 36. I'll be 36 in February. Hey, shout out to the February birthday boys. So
Aquarius.
that's it. But I, that is something that I've noticed as I've got older, and I'm sure you can attest because you've got a few more years than I do. But things get a little bit harder that used to be easy when you get older, and I'm sure that a lot of people on here that's watching this will agree with that as well. So I've just noticed, knees and my ankle and my hips, and I feel like I'm a 80-year-old man out there some days. But it's like I know what I need to do, but I just haven't had, I don't know, and I'm not being accountable to myself, and that's my own problem. So that's something that I'm looking forward into doing this year. I'm not one of those New Year's resolution guys. I'm gonna go do this, go do that. There's goals and systems, and I need to start working on those systems, putting systems in place in my life and my health to reach those goals. A lot like business, it's the same kind of mindset, just a little bit different on what you're trying to achieve, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to. And by the way, if you guys are interested in doing something very similar to like that, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, and I would even be interested in maybe having some sort of accountability group or accountability partner, someone to chat with. We can have a group if there's more than one, but I am going to drop this right here. So, oh, I done messed that up, didn't I? Man, I want to drop that right here for you guys to add me on WhatsApp, and we can have an accountability group because I would greatly appreciate it. And if it's just, hey, what are you working out today? And are you walking? Are you doing a hit? Or are you doing body exercise, body movements, calisthenics? You doing CrossFit? Believe it or not, I used to do CrossFit, but that feels like years ago. But so a lot of times I work and I'm really busy, but I work at a 12-story hospital. So there's a lot of steps I should be taking advantage of.
Yeah, no
So
doubt. Well, I would tell you, Jeremy, I have since Christmas, I have not had any sugar. I've cut out sugar completely. I have cut out all soda, or as we say, pop, completely, and then all
how does
bread.
Joe say it? How does Joe say it?
I oh no, soda. Joe drinks the soda. He's drooling with soda.
Hey, real quick, Mike, real quick. Let me give another shout out to Michael Lowe here. Mike, man, we greatly appreciate it. We gave you a big shout out there earlier. We're so thankful. Here is another one from my dude. And just real quick, let me see if I can back up and find this. Hey Cody, buddy, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Your generosity means a lot to us, and we're thankful. And by the way,
Absolutely.
I watched your video just before we were going live about excuses. And totally, I'm 100%. I do believe, and some people just want to make excuses for things. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us, and we're very appreciative of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Cody.
So I'm sorry I cut you off, but those popped up, and I felt like we should
Yep.
show thanks and gratitude for those.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I have lost about 5 pounds now myself, and Danny Salyer, Danny's pressure washing and mobile shine from Saltville, Virginia. He and I are best buddies in the whole wide world, and we're in each other's ear all day, every day. In fact,
Absolutely.
even in the off season. So he's helping me remodel the duplex, and in turn, I'm helping him do some remodeling there at his son's house. We'll be having lunch tomorrow, and we both have committed to this accountability for one another and getting healthy. He's about my age, just a few years younger than me. And, I can tell you, Jeremy, I realize 35, 36, 37 years old, it doesn't feel like it then because you can lose weight quickly. You can stay energized more quickly. But when you hit that 40 and then when you hit that 50, I'm telling you, it is just absolutely possible. So my plan is to wash until I'm 60 years old. That's just 7 more years of washing. if I were to put some money on it right now, well, you know what? I don't know that I would put money on it right now that I could make it to 60 as a washer based upon the way that I feel. And I mean that sincerely. So recently I had a little bit of a health scare, and that in a bad test result that came back. And that has me with an appointment to see a cardiologist soon. And for those of you who are out there listening and watching, no great concern at this point. Just keep me in your prayers. I haven't had a heart attack, nothing like that. But I'm right there at that place. My doctor's telling me that if I don't get things in gear quickly for the long run, then there may not be a long run. Heart disease runs in my family in a great way, in a tragic way. And so I want to wash. And not only do I want to wash, I want to provide for my family. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to be healthy. And so I echo what you said, Jeremy. This isn't a New Year's resolution. This is a solution to the problems that I brought on to myself over the last many years.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. We have a lot of heart disease issue in my family. My grandmother died when she was about 43 from a heart attack. We've got an uncle who's had his first heart attack when he was 17. So it's definitely a disease and something genetically. So I should just, like, if I could kick myself, I probably should for not doing better, because I'm right there. I have all the signs, right? High blood pressure, yada yada yada. So that's it doesn't need to be a resolution or a go, or maybe it does need to be a go, but maybe you have to you can't view it like that. You need to think more along the lines, I think, of it's a lifestyle change. It really is a lifestyle change, and it's something you got to be serious about, and really you should be passionate about it to make it stick. Because anybody can go out and drop 30 pounds, but to keep the 30 pounds off is another story. So I think I've got that to look forward to. And once again, I'll put my number up here again in a minute. If you guys want to, hit me up on WhatsApp, and we can maybe have some sort of accountability group. And listen, ain't nobody like going to come fight nobody if they don't do something right. We ain't out headhunting, but we need community. Life is easier with community, right? Life is better with community. And that's all that we need, is just a community, accountability partnerships, and just someone that we can talk to. We can tell what's going on. And it might even make it easier that we might not directly know each other, but yet we can help each other, right? Like, we ain't got to look at each other every day in person and stuff like that. So I think that could be a big help. And while we're talking about a big help, I just want to give a shout out to R&D Pressure Cleaning. Hey, R&D Pressure Cleaning, we appreciate you guys so much for the donation, the super chat. We're very thankful. And just so you know that we've lost Mike again, apparently. Maybe his phone's died. I'm not real sure. But all the super chats and all the donations that we are getting are going to go toward our podcast, our video podcast. There he is. We are just using this to help cover the cost of doing the podcast. There's a little bit of money associated with running the systems like what we're running, and anything that we get that's extra, that's going to be going back into upgrading our equipment, our microphones, our videos. So don't think that we're trying to fatten our pockets off of you, because we just like coming on here and talking to you guys, and we're going to do it for free anyways. But we appreciate all that right there. Absolutely. So R&D Pressure Cleaning, thank you so very much for your donation and your generosity.
Thank you, buddy. And then our third point of interest, and again, if you're just now tuning in, we're talking about winter preparation for springtime washing, and certainly much sooner than springtime washing. And once again, just to reiterate the point, those of you who wash year round, you know all of these things are relevant to you as well. This isn't just for those. But if you do have that time in the off season, as we call it, 3 months or so, it's a shame to not have those things in order. So the first thing that we talked about was equipment, having all of our equipment running smoothly and being confident that we can wash come wash season. The second thing is our health, doing our very best to set some goals there, as Jeremy said, have some accountability so that when we go to wash, we can wash, because I'm confident that 2024 is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy busy. I'm banking on that, and I have a spirit of excellence and a spirit of expectation there. I'm confident that's going to happen. And then our third thing is marketing. What a better time to market your business than right now. So many guys hit me up around March and they say, I need to start advertising. Some even in April, they're like, when do you think I should advertise? I'm like, you're behind the 8 ball already. And then last year, Jeremy, in 2023, a new washer called me up or messaged me in, I think it was I guess it would be August, and he says, "Is advertising season over with?" I had never heard of such a thing, but he said, "I've been advertising. Should I shut my advertising down?" Never, ever, ever stop marketing. Never
No,
stop marketing.
no.
Now is the time to start marketing.
It's like Grant Cardone says, always be closing. I like that motto, always be branding,
Always be
right?
brand. Absolutely.
Always be branding, always be marketing. No matter where you are or what you do, you're branding yourself, you're marketing yourself. And and maybe you've never even thought about this before, and I don't even think that I had planned on saying it like this, but you have a brand whether you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? People know you, and they know something about you, you're associated with something, you have a brand. So you're always branding, right? Whether you're like the nice, cool, collective guy, or if you're just a douche, or or hey, this is Mike's pressure washing. Mike's a pressure washer. Everybody knows Mike's pressure washing, right? But you're always branding yourself. And you're always marketing. It never shuts off, right? You might not run an advertisement for say an advertisement, but you're always marketing. Whether you're out at the grocery store and you've got your hoodie on, you got your shirt on with your phone number, guys. I wear my shirts everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
I might not wear my wash shirt, but I got cotton shirts with my logo and my phone number. My
Yeah,
kids have them. They wear them to school.
that's
My
right.
wife has them. We have
Yeah,
sweatshirts. We wear
yeah,
them everywhere.
yeah. Jeremy,
Always be marketing.
I have to tell you, along the same lines as your shirt, I had a lady just recently. I was now this is in the wintertime, and I'm wearing my hoodie because I wear my hoodie even when I'm remodeling the apartment here because it's just warm, right? It's
Yep.
wintertime. And so
Yep.
I was out, and I could have sworn, and to this day, I believe that the woman was taking a picture of my butt. Now, my wife says that she was getting information from the back of my shirt. I think she was taking a picture of my butt. But quite honestly, and in all seriousness, that has happened more than once where I didn't have, I'm in a store and someone says, "Do you have a business card?" And I'm like, "I don't have a business card, but here's a picture of my shirt. Just take a picture of my shirt." So, yeah,
Yep.
we're marketing at all times. And I'll touch on this and then turn it back over to you. But so I do, and I should say this, I get more than half of my new leads from Facebook. Now, I only do the free community sites. I've never paid for advertising. I've never paid for a Facebook ad. Now, that may change, and I may do that someday. But up till now, in 10 years, I've never paid for advertising. But I use those free community pages, the yard sale, some people call them moms groups and whatnot. And what I
Yep.
do is I post a picture there, and you can get with me. I make these, and I can get some to you. That's just a cheap plug there. But I make these, and then I just put a little caption there, screenshot this image for future reference. Because right now, they may not need their house washed. They may not need their building washed. They may not need their driveway washed, or they don't know about it right now. But they'll look back on their phone when they think about it. They're sitting around the dinner table, they're getting their hair cut, what have you, and they'll remember Mike's Pressure Washing to go back through their photos, and they have my contact. Their photo, what do you call that? Their inbox there is my business card and their connection to me. So I have people regularly who will reach out to me and tell me that they saw my sign and took a picture of it. They saw my shirt, took a picture of it. Saw my rig, took a picture of it. And then when it was time, they looked back to their photo album and they called Mike's Pressure Washing. Always be advertising.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Can't agree more. You know, you're speaking of someone taking a photo of your rear end or whatever you want to call it. But
That's what they were doing.
yeah, I mean, whatever. But I don't know that I've had that experience, but I have been treating myself to some chips and salsa and queso at a local gourmet Mexican restaurant. Anyways, as most of us probably like to go to. I'm sitting here after a job covered in sweat and dirt, and you just know when you're doing concrete and you're cleaning and mud's getting up on you. And I'm sitting here just eating these chips in zoned out. And then this guy walks up behind me. He's like, "Hey, how do I talk to someone about getting some services?" I'm like, "Well, you talk to me. I'm the owner." So, anyways, needless to say, at a random Mexican restaurant, that guy who saw my hoodie talked to me. We ended up cleaning his roof, cleaning his house, and we just did Christmas lights for him. And by the way, he owns multiple rentals and he owns one of those air trampoline jump parks
Wow.
and other businesses. And he is just an array of knowledge and network guy. So I have made so much money from I hate saying it like that. I've made money from him, but I have benefited financially just by wearing this shirt in the Mexican restaurant. And I mean, other places as well, but just that one guy, you know, has probably yielded $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
So where are your shirts? Where are your shirts? Where are your hats?
Yeah.
But
let me reiterate the most everyone here has a Facebook account. I always post from my personal page. Some people don't want people knowing what's going on their personal page. I get it. But for me, I want people knowing what's going on in my personal life, so to speak, from a Facebook standpoint, because that makes me like them. They feel like they can relate to me. And I post from my Facebook page in some capacity almost every single day. And even if it's just an old picture, before and after picture, and anyone who knows me knows Mike is the guy to go to for pressure washing. And so another thing is to post all the holidays. So you got all these holidays coming up, and Valentine's Day is coming up. You got so many things that are coming up. And here's one for you. I'll post this one because I went to 2 funerals this week. I post one that says Mike's Pressure Washing. It was a picture of a funeral procession, right? Mike's Pressure Washing offers this friendly reminder to always pull over for funeral processions. Something simple like that. And people remember that. You get branded by people seeing you. Years and years and years ago, many years ago, I was a DJ at a radio station here in the Virginia area. And I was a DJ in the evening. During the daytime, I would sell advertisements to any type of business for our, commercials for our radio station. And one of the things that I would always tell people is owning a business without advertising is like picking your nose in the dark. You know you're doing it, but no one else does, right? And we want everyone to know when we're picking our nose.
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely.
true. It's true. If you have a business and you're not advertising, then you're the only one who knows what you do. Everyone in the county should know what you do for a living.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And real quick, let me give a shout out to Skyrise. Thank you so much for your generous $20 donation. We are very appreciative. I think they gave that to me, Mike, not you. So
I'm
anyway,
confident they did.
I'm just kidding. These are your boys here, Mike. So hey, Skyrise, we are so thankful for you guys. Thank you for your generosity. It means the world to us.
Yeah, I was speaking with my brother just earlier today via text, and he's a believer, and we're sharing requests about family members and so forth. And I tell you, that brings us all the way to a close there. But you've got prayer requests. Be sure and list those. You can text those to myself or Jeremy, and we'll be praying about those throughout the week. We don't claim to be spiritual gurus, and we're not trying to go against the grain. It's funny, Jeremy. We always tell people just be yourself. And
Yeah.
I've learned that people tell me that just be yourself until they don't like yourself, right? Until they don't like
Right.
who you are. But if this is who we are, we're believers. So not
Yeah.
casting judgment against anyone who isn't. This isn't a Christian podcast, but it's just who we are. But
Right.
you've got prayer requests. Be sure and send those, and we'll certainly pray for them. We request
Absolutely.
your care in that way as well.
Absolutely will. And I want to talk to you one quick thing on marketing is people buy from who they know, like, and trust.
Mm, mm.
And the more you market, the more they're going to know you, the more they're going to like you, the more they're going to trust you. Always be marketing. Okay. It's very important. And another thing, what you need to try to do to the best of your ability, and I don't know where you're at, if you're in a small rural town like me, or if you're in a very dense populated area like Cincinnati, Atlanta, Orlando, I'm not real sure, Houston, you need to become the local celebrity.
Mm.
Okay. I know there's all these little communities in these big cities, and I don't quite understand all that because I'm in a rural area. You need to position yourself to be that local celebrity. That's what you need to do. You need to market yourself that way. You need to be going on Facebook. You need to be doing your lives. You need to be doing post every day. Just simple things, giving little reminders, even little tidbits that a homeowner can do, right? Like something as easy as showing a spigot cover on your spigot when the wintertime. Hey, remember to cover up your spigots. It's going to freeze tonight. Little things. People, those will get shared more than anything.
That's right.
But the more that you give, the more people are going to trust you and want to do business with you. So just keep that in mind. It's very important. And one thing that I did when I started my business in my head, I said, "Hey, I'm starting a business. I didn't know much about business. I said, who do I want to be like? Who is loved?
Hmm.
Who whose fans are crazy about them?" You know who I said?
Fresh rinse.
Well, anyway, I said, I said, I want to be the Chick-fil-A of pressure washing.
Oh, nice.
It is my pleasure to serve them. I want them to know how much I care about them. I want them to know how much I like them, how much I want to take care of them. And it has served me well to go above and beyond serving my customers and making sure they get the best form of me that I can give them.
Nice.
And if you do that and you wholeheartedly mean it and you try your absolutely best with that mindset and that motto and that determination, it's very hard to fail. Very hard to fail. You got to stay the course. You got to stay determined. You got you got to have laser focus on your outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Somebody said no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. I know that's cliche, yeah,
uh,
but it's true. It's true. That's absolutely true. I have, as we near the end here, and I know we're kind of over, but I have a motto for 2024. We haven't discussed this yet, Jeremy.
okay.
And I would encourage everyone to kind of come up with a personal motto. That this isn't just for pressure washing, but it certainly plays a huge factor in my business. My motto is do better, be better. That I'm convinced as I assess 2023 that I didn't do everything I could, that I wasn't the best at everything, at anything that I could be. And so I literally, Jeremy, I have a checklist of things that I have written down. I have it in my notes app in my phone of things that I can do better. I know that I can do these things better. I know that I can do them better because sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm right on it. I mean, like I check all the boxes and I feel so fulfilled at the end of the day. But when I lay my head on my pillow in the evening, I want to believe with all my heart that I was a man of full integrity. I mean, I checked every single box.
Right.
And I can tell you in all transparency that that's not always the case for me. But my motto is do better, be better, 2024.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And while we're landing the plane here, before we go into our prayer and we end the show, just remember, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
Yeah.
Gotta have a plan. It's that simple. Take those words and let that resonate with you, because it's very true. And at this point, I think we're at a good spot. If we want to go ahead and end this, Mike. I believe we've covered a lot. We've had a lot on. There's 47 people. We greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. And once again, I'm going to throw this up here. If you are wanting some accountability for a better fitness journey, if you're wanting to try to take back a little bit of your health, get ready for the wash season, as Michael Shane Lowe has said, wash shape, which was something that I had thought about earlier today. I was like, hey, I'm going to come up with this word called wash shape. And daggone it, if he didn't comment that, Mike, but hey, it's true. It's true. It is a physical job. It's a lot more than spraying water, and we like to joke and cut up about that, but it is physically demanding. So if you're wanting to work on that and get some accountability before we start washing in March, hey, hit me up in WhatsApp. We'll get a little community group going. We can do that. And if you are wanting to get your marketing right and get your media smooth and fresh, give Mike a text. Okay, right here it is. It's at the bottom. Text fresh, Rents Media at 513-235-8474. Text, do not call.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I know. But we're very appreciative. So we're going to go ahead and close it out in prayer. And if you don't have anything, okay, yeah, that's right, Michael. Let's pray. All right, guys. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to be gathering tonight in community, Lord. We're thankful for your Son, Jesus Christ, and the gift that he has gave us eternal life, that if we confess our sins and believe in him as Lord and Savior, that we'll have everlasting life. Lord, I pray for those that don't know you, that will be a shining light in the community and to each other. And I thank you for all that you've done. I pray for all my brothers and sisters that's tuned in tonight. And I just want to say thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next Wednesday. Same time, same fresh channel.
That's right, baby. Peace.
Bye-bye.